Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new podcast here on Arsenal Aura. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great time wherever you are. My name is Michael, and I'm here to talk about Arsenal. Yes, everybody, Arsenal won against Chelsea 1-0 in today's derby. The game just finished. Merino scored in the first half, and the winning streak against Chelsea continues. Another derby win, and a pretty valuable 3 points in the context of the table. So that's a great win. Arsenal come back to winning ways. Although it was a slim win, it doesn't matter. A win is a win. 3 points on the board. We keep going. I think I saw some information or some news about Arsenal having like 8 undefeated games against Chelsea. I think 6 wins and 2 draws or something like that. I don't know, at this point, is Chelsea still considered a Big Six team? They're still on 4th, but to be honest, I'm not so sure, and I couldn't care less. Let's start with the lineup first. I think I didn't have anything against the lineup. There's one small exception. That was the best 11 that Arteta could have put on the field, excepting Nwaneri. Nwaneri didn't start. Whether that had something to do with managing his minutes, probably, because he did play a lot of minutes. He's still only 17, and he did play a lot of minutes due to the injury situation that Arsenal had. So yeah, Nwaneri was out. Martinelli came in on the right hand side, and that's where I had a little bit of a problem when I saw the first 11. Martinelli on the right, it doesn't work, and Arteta is such a stubborn manager. Of course he can see and know better than me, but I am just speaking from a fan's perspective. I watched the game on TV. And it's like, the thing is, he's so predictable, right? He's a right footer, right? He doesn't have his weak foot. Left foot is not so good, obviously. But if you put him on the right, he just doesn't seem to have an end product, and it's pretty easy to defend against, right? On the left, he's much more productive. He's a bigger threat, right, on the left-hand side. So you can... Trossard has a better right foot and a better left foot than Martinelli has, right? So why don't you try to put Trossard on the right, or at least let them interchange position, let them switch from time to time. Arteta is such a smart manager, and he obviously has the ability to do that. He just doesn't do it, and I can't understand why. I've expressed this idea a couple of times until now, and I keep saying it, like, the front three should be mobile, should be dynamic. They should be able to switch positions when you have Saka, when you have Martinelli, when you have Trossard, even Havertz. Let them switch positions. You give the defenders something to think about. If they double up on the right or something like that, and then Saka moves to the left, or in this case, you had Martinelli on the right, put Martinelli for a couple of minutes, let him switch on the left, put Trossard on the right, or Trossard in the middle, put Merino a little bit back so he can switch on some high balls or whatever. I can't understand why he's so strict. He's so fixed, so inflexible in what he chooses, right? He chose this. No, this is the path I'm going. I don't care, Martinez is gonna stay on the right, and he stayed on the right until I think almost the 80th minute, right? And you can see that he was struggling a bit. Don't get me wrong, I thought Martinelli had a decent game, but on the right. I mean, I do hope that, obviously the Real Madrid game is a huge one coming up, so I think we'll talk from time to time about this. But I do hope he's not gonna play on the right. You need Martinelli on the left. He's much more comfortable there. I saw him having excellent games on the left, or even through the middle. You can put him in. But again, if you want to manage Nonier's minutes and you have to play a front three of Trossard, Martinelli, and Merino, just let them switch. Let's see what Trossard can do on the right. I mean, from my perspective, I don't know what's your opinion, guys. Do you think Martinelli or Trossard? Who do you think it's better on the left? Not so sure. Trossard is a good player, and I think he had a good game, but Martinelli should be put on the left and try something else on the right. So let's go a little bit through the game. Trossard had a shot in the 3rd minute from outside the box. He had time to set his shot, and I think he took another touch when he should have tried to shoot from the first time he got the ball, but he took an extra touch, and that kind of made him miss in a certain way. It wasn't far wide, but you'd expect better from a player of his caliber, and he's such a good finisher, so you expect. I saw some amazing shots from Trossard in the past, so you'd expect better, but whatever. Cucurella with falling timber in the 5th minute. Cucurella is such an annoying player. I don't think I like him very much. And then there wasn't a lot. Let's say it was a really funny moment when Miles Lewis-Kelly took a throw-in. Maresca was showing him and telling him to go a little bit back, because no, that's not where you're supposed to take the throw-in. Miles Lewis-Kelly was totally not interested. He was having such a face. He was like, what does this guy want? And he still took the throw in from where he wanted. So good to MLS for that. Then we had a moment with a huge mistake from Sanchez. Arsenal couldn't capitalize on that. We can call it a Martinelli missed chance or a Sanchez save. But yeah, Sanchez is such a shaky goalkeeper. I don't know if he would be our goalkeeper. I would be scared every time a ball would go near him. I don't know if it's confidence or whatever. I don't think that's his style of play. He's just weird. There was another great chance from Arsenal in the 11th minute. Excellent play from Timber, but you can see in the replays there's a handball from Cucurella there, and you've seen penalties given for much less than that all the time. This was not the case, but it was an obvious handball there. And we'll talk about the referee in a couple of minutes, or the referees, right, the VAR ones as well. Then Arsenal fans could sense that Sanchez was shaky, so they were trying to intimidate him each time the ball was at his feet, or he looked shaky all day. Then in the 20th minute, we got a goal from a set piece. Finally, from a corner, Merino scored with a great header. It was basically a flicked header at the far corner. Great goal. 1-0. We finally scored from a set piece. I think it's been December or January, the first week of January, something like that, since we haven't scored a set piece. Then in the 24th minute, to be completely honest, Fofana should have seen a red card for a challenge on Rice, but VAR took a look and they said there's a lack of force, so no red card. I mean, I know I said that I'm gonna speak about the referees in a couple of minutes, but at this point they're a joke, right? I mean, we've seen this the whole season. The quality of refereeing in the Premier League is so low. It's not the first time I say this, and I think it's there for everybody to see on the pitch and in the VAR room or whatever it's called. Such a pity for the best, supposedly the best league in the world, to have such low quality on the referees. It's really bad, and unfortunately with the leadership that PGMO has, it doesn't seem like it'll change. But let's move a little bit through whatever happened. There was a scare in the 31st minute. Timber was down. It seemed to have a problem with his knee. That would be extremely bad because Timber was an excellent player this season. He was extremely consistent in each game, and we definitely need him, and we don't need any more injuries, so hopefully he's fine. He was fine to continue on for the whole game, but yeah, fingers crossed. And then in the 37th minute, you don't see that often Raya with with a shaky moment, if you want. Cucurella, from all people, had a shot which went through Raya's hands and just crippled wide of the far post. That was the last thing we needed. A goal, a Chelsea goal, and scored by no one else but Cucurella. That would have been a horrible sight, to be honest. Towards the end of the first half, I have to be completely honest, in the last, I don't know, 5, 10, 12 minutes, Chelsea had a good spell. Nothing came out of that, but yeah, they had some moments. In the second half, it was a funny moment. I think we had a free kick, and Cucurella just fell over. He was near Gabriel. I think Gabriel Ora kicked him on the floor. So Cucurella in this game, he kept simulating and diving and whatever else. He's such a clown of a player, he's such an annoying player. I remember I don't think it was the last game against Chelsea, but one of the games against Chelsea, I remember him having a crisis when we scored a goal. But yeah, that's a discussion for another time. Now in the 59th minute, finally Fofana saw a yellow card, but it's not for what you think. It was not for one of the many falls that he made through this game. I can't believe he got almost to the 60th minute without getting a yellow card for the way he played. He was absolutely dreadful refereeing. He basically delayed the restart of the game from a throw-in. He took the ball and throw it on the pitch, and he finally got booked. But it's so funny that he got booked for that and for not all. I think in this game he was supposed to see at least 3 yellow cards. Then the next minute, it was a great. I think it was a counterattack move by Arsenal, and it was a. I have to give credit to Sanchez here, to Chelsea's goalkeeper. Merino's volley was good. You can see that he's not a striker, but he did like 100% of what he could have done in that situation. It was a side-footed volley, and Sanchez had a great reflex to keep it out. In the 64th minute, another chance for Arsenal, but the Odegaard shot was pretty lame. At this point, I think we need a coach for shooting. Honestly, I mean, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. I mean, a team such good as Arsenal and of such quality, with such quality players and everything. You need to take better shots than that. You need look at all the teams all the Arsenal teams in the past, from the past. They all had capable players of cracking one from the distance or having better shots. But this was, I don't know, was it a bad shot from Odegaard or a good save from Sanchez? I'm not sure, but we definitely need improvement in that area, right? We managed to get a really good return on the set pieces and on the free kicks by having a really capable coach. We need a coach to teach us to teach those players how to shoot from outside the box. In the 78th minute, the very impressive Miles Lewis-Kelly, who's 18 by the way, and he was called out to the England national team. Congratulations for that. He had a great run towards the box. He got a free kick right outside the 16-yard box. And I think in that phase, you could see the midfielder from Miles Lewis-Kelly, because that wasn't something that you see a lot of left backs doing. It was very interesting in the preparation phase for this free kick. Raya came over all the way from his goal to say something to Rice. He said something, I don't know, maybe about Sanchez, maybe not, probably. And it took a couple of minutes, the referee Cavana wasn't able to, set the wall. I don't know what was happening. But after such expectation or such a long time, I was, expecting better from Rice, but he shot straight at the wall. We got a corner and nothing came out of it. Then, there was a phase where we saw Pedro Neto that was acting like a child having a tantrum in a store. I don't know how can you build a team of such annoying players, clowns, Chelsea. How you can build a team of pricks like Cucurella, Fofana, Caicedo, Neto, and others. There's such whining players all the time, whining divers and whatever else. Is it like during the interview? Do you ask him? Do you ask them how to act? Hey man, how can you dive? How can you whine? Just whine a little bit to see if we can sign you up. Seriously, I don't know how you have so many players. I get it. You have one, maybe, or two that are more annoying than the others, but to have like half of the team or more, that's an achievement. At least that's an achievement. Nothing else. In the 78th minute, Moneri came on for Martinelli. Martinelli, he got in a clash, or he seemed a little bit hurt to his back. Hopefully nothing too serious. But yeah, Moneri, if he would have scored in this game, he would have equaled, I think, Rooney, and there was someone else who had 8 goals prior to B18. So he would have been in good company, but because he's going to be 18 in a couple of days, I think his birthday is on 21st of March, so he'll be 18, so he won't have this chance. But in the 12 minutes or more that he was on the pitch, he didn't manage to score, but good for him at this young age to play as many games as he played for the Arsenal. Some funny scenes right at the end of the game. So the game was still on, and there was a phase, I don't know, with a throw-in or something, and Maresca came and he said something to Timber, or Timber said something to Maresca, and they had the change of lines, I don't know. And after a short discussion, Timber shook hands with Maresca. I don't know. It was so interesting and funny in the same time. And then right in the last minute, Chelsea had a cross in our box, and Gabriel, like this wasn't the typical cross. It was like a pretty. It wasn't that dangerous, but they had a couple of players, Chelsea in our box, and Gabriel had like a really cool. He had the ball back to Raya, but I thought Gabriel was again really good. I think he had one or two moments where he was a little bit not so secure, but other than that, amazing. So yeah, the game finished 1-0, 3 points. We go into the international break with a win in the Premier League. That's good. That's very good news. Let's talk just a little bit, not too much. Let's not give him too much attention, although we should from time to time. The refs, they had a horrible game. They were so inconsistent. How can you be so inconsistent, man? For a spell of 10-15 minutes, you don't blow your whistle at anything, although you have some serious fouls going on and some serious things to blow your whistle for, right? What you're being paid to do. And then for 10-15 minutes, you blow your whistle to everything. Like, it's weird how inconstant can you be, right? And the VAR guys, they're a joke. They're literally a joke. Very bad refereeing for this game, but finally it's good. It's good that we got a win. It's good that we got a win. No matter of the referee or whatever it is. What happens next? Well, next we have 2 weeks of international break in which we all can hope and pray that everybody comes back healthy and that we get no injuries or no bad news or nothing similar to that. After these 2 weeks, right, we'll have, starting with 1st of April, we'll have 7 games in 26 days, including the Real Madrid games. To be honest, the first game is at home against Fulham on the 1st of April, and on the 5th of April we'll go to Everton. Then on the 8th of April we welcome the visit of Real Madrid at the Emirates. I think, like I said it in the past, I want Saka to be fully fit, to be fully recovered, to be well. I wish that he's not going to be rushed back. I want him to be ready. But in the same time, from the news that we got from Arteta's press conference, from all the news that are going through the internet, you can definitely sense there's something. He might be back. Arteta said in his press conference pre-Chelsea game that he's gonna start doing some activities on the pitch, on the training ground, which is obviously very good news. We have 2 games prior to the Real Madrid games, the one against Fulham and the one against Everton. I do hope that only and only if he's fully recovered, if he has the green light from everyone in the recovery center, in the fitness center, all the doctors, all the specialists, he can play a couple of minutes, come off the bench, have like 10-15 minutes against Fulham, 10-15 minutes against Everton, and maybe if he's not going to start against Real Madrid, just get like one half or 30 minutes or something, although he would be more than welcome to play at the Emirates against Real Madrid. I think that's the best that we can hope for now. I just wanted to let you with this thought prior to going in the international break that Saka might be back. He's looking good. He's back in training. He's back on the pitch, or he will be in the next week. And fingers crossed that everything goes well. And keep praying, guys, so we don't have any more injuries or anything like that. This was a good victory. Another derby one. It was a good 3 points in the context of the season. There's still, I think, 9 games to go. I don't know why. Always, I think that since Liverpool took the 15 points lead, you kind of get it out of your system that there's any chance to the league. So to winning the league. So you basically kind of think that usually this happens closer to the end of the season. So still having 9 games, I mean, if you think if a team wins 9 games, that's 27 points to play for. So disappointing that we have such a huge gap of 15 points with 27 points on the table to be played for. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for supporting Arsenal. The fans today, amazing. The way they sang, the way they supported Arsenal. Yeah, congrats on that. I was really, really impressed by what I saw, not only today in a lot of games, but I wanted to say that as well. So keep supporting Arsenal, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, look after each other, and I'll probably post at least another podcast, if not 2, prior to resuming the Premier League and the Champions League. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much one more time, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.